Grand rising, everybody. I hope everybody is doing great today. Shout out to all of y'all who are coming in the building. Make sure that you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. We have got a lot to discuss today. Okay, so make sure that you guys sit back and relax because we are going to get into a lot of tea. Okay, now there is a lot going on out here with Lagena Gold and her family actually speaking out. Jaguar White has been out here looking like she may be scamming. Charleston White out here tripping. And Shakim goes live and talks. Okay, so we are definitely going to get into all of this tea today. But first, we're going to start off with a quick mindfulness moment. And I also wanted to get into Umar Johnson's windows, okay, because there is some stuff going on with that as well. But let's start off with our mindfulness moment. So let's get right into that. But first, of course, we are going to play our intro, and then we are going to get right into our show. And so bear with me just a moment, guys.
It's Block Lounge Entertainment, and the time is right with T-Pre.
All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into our quick mindfulness moment. Today, we are actually going to talk about ACT therapy, okay? And it's something that everybody should kind of look into because, or not everybody, because therapy is not for everyone, and especially, different types of therapy. But ACT therapy is very important, and I really wanted to discuss that and talk about some ways on how we can look into getting into ACT therapy or even using ACT therapy in your own regular life. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into that before we get into all the tea. All right, guys. So ACT therapy is acceptance and commitment therapy. Okay. So ACT stands for acceptance and commitment. Okay. And it is a type of mindful psychotherapy that helps you stay focused on the present moment and accept thoughts and feelings without judgment. Okay. Many of us need to do stuff like that. And sometimes we don't allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling at the moment. We try to push it aside, push it under the rug, I'll deal with it later kind of situation, where in actuality, that could hurt us even more. Okay. So this type of therapy actually aims to help you move forward through difficult emotions so that you can put your energy into healing instead of dwelling on negative emotions. Okay. And with the help of a licensed professional or a licensed therapist, you can pick a collection of coping mechanisms that are specifically designed for your situation. So everybody's situation is different. You may experience loss or death a completely different way than somebody else does, right? You may experience, going through financial woes a completely different way than someone else experiences that. So speaking with a professional in regards to this matter will help them to tailor, specific coping mechanisms to your specific situation. Okay. So now let's talk about how ACT therapy may work. Okay. And again, you can get this information from any psychologist, but I am reading this from Psychology America Today. Now, ACT therapy works by focusing on accepting life experiences as they come without evaluating or trying to change those life experiences. It's a skill developed through mindfulness exercises that encourages you to build a new and more compassionate relationship with difficult experiences. And doing this can free you from obsessive negative thinking so that you can have peace of mind as well as healing. Okay. And I think that's the most important part. And the thing that we want to get to is having peace of mind so that we can heal. Right. I think that's the whole purpose of it. Now, acceptance. Now let's start with acceptance. Now, you can start by accepting emotions and feelings that may feel like they're out of control and mindfully accept the experience. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit more. Now, direction would come from commitment to a positive approach that will help push you forward while resisting the temptation to rehash the past. It is always the human thing to keep going back to the past and keep going and rehashing the same things over and over. It's just human nature to do that. But we've got to be mindful of the direction that we're taking and mindful of that direction. And then taking action, to take charge and to make a conscious decision to stick with the positive directions you choose. Okay. So you want to stay resilient no matter what life throws at you. So even if like something happens that really gets you upset or whatever, you want to stay on that path as much as possible. But again, we're humans, right? Now, the structure of an ACT therapy session would kind of go something like this. And it could be different depending on whatever, your therapist does or whatever that professional does. So when you go to the ACT therapy session, you can expect these following stages. Of course, they're going to build rapport with you. So during those first few sessions, you'll kind of sit down with the therapist or the professional and talk about challenges or struggles that you're facing. You'll kind of discuss your mental health and talk about the things that you've tried in the past that may have or may have not worked. And then you'll get a deeper awareness with the therapist. So your therapist will help you identify areas that you may have negative thoughts about or hesitate to discuss with others. Now, they can help you work through painful memories while making peace with the things that you cannot change. Okay. That was one of the things that I was able to do in therapy. Core values. During ACT sessions, you will be encouraged to explore your core values and identify what's important to you. So how do you want to identify with yourself? What do you want to do with your life? These kinds of things, okay? And what do you want your life to kind of look like? These are the kind of things that you would start looking into. And then the actions. Now, after you've identified your recurring thought patterns and what you'd like to prioritize, then your therapist will start helping you start to make those changes, okay? They'll emphasize on the phase to accept and what you can't change and to focus on changing things that you can, okay? Everybody kind of knows that famous quote of, having the courage to accept the things that I cannot change, the wisdom to know the difference and all that other stuff, right? Everybody kind of knows that. But either way, yeah, this is what your therapist can actually help you to work through, okay? What things can I change? And then create a plan to make those actual changes. And what things can I not change? And a plan to just kind of accept those things for exactly where they are and how they are or who they are. And that's just what that would be. And finally, the commitment of this. So that would be once you've experienced the therapy, you'll find ways to incorporate those into your everyday life. And then the purpose is to make you a well thought out plan so that you can continue this in the long run. Okay. So that is the ultimate goal of ACT therapy. And I really think that it's really important, especially if you've been through something really traumatic, like something like from childhood trauma, or if you've been through, the loss of a spouse or something like that. Some of these things can be very, very helpful. But again, it's all tailored to you specifically, right? So you want to make sure that you're speaking with a professional in regards to this stuff and making sure that that professional is helping you to develop that actual plan. So shout out to the everybody in the sector who is an actual therapist. I really appreciate those who are and talk about these things. I know Dee Durrell talks about therapy a lot. And I know that Samba Queen often comes around and talks about therapy. And so for those two, I really appreciate their input on this. I know there's a couple of others. There's Cher Whitty and, of course, AAS. But, yeah, we'll leave AAS on the shelf. But Cher Whitty, I know that she's also a therapist. I haven't really heard much from her. But from the other two, Durrell and from Samba, I always appreciate a lot of the input that they put out. But that is definitely something I just wanted to talk about and put out there for anybody who is interested in that. And again, make sure that you are contacting a therapist, contacting a professional for professional assistance regarding this matter so that they can tailor these specific things to your specific needs. Okay. Now, I've got some other things to get into, but shout out to Glow Glow. I appreciate you for being in the building. Shout out to you for stopping through. And hey, Miss Murph, I appreciate you as well. Now, we're going to get into something really, really quick, guys. Now, Umar Johnson has been live lately, kind of talking about this whole thing about these windows that he's got going on at the school, right? And so, I haven't gone by there yet. I really don't feel the need to. I'm from Delaware, so it's not hard to remember what Moyer Academy was like and what it looks like now. So I first want to give Umar flowers where flowers are due. A lot of people want to come for him, and there's like a whole new thing and all this stuff. Now, yes, I'm going to speak on the condition of the building, but I am going to speak on these windows, okay? And I want to share my screen real quick because I want to show you guys what Moyer looked like a while ago, like years ago, okay? What the windows look like, kind of what was going on there and what was happening with that. And the reason I want to do that is because, Umar is saying that the windows have been replaced, okay? And it looks to me like they have, because this is what the old school looked like years ago, okay? When the school first was built, when the school was first built, when they had, everything going on there, okay? This is what the windows actually look like then, okay? So now what we're seeing is Umar showing the windows, okay? And it does appear that the windows...
Look at all that big glass. We're getting them tinted so nobody could look inside. Yes, brothers and sisters.
Because he's right there at a space where I was just showing you on the school. So it does appear that he has replaced the windows. I want to go back again and look. So yeah, that is where I'm going to go back around because he was around the other side of the building at first. Yeah, there it is right here. So those do look different. And that is the rampway. And this is the rampway prior. Okay, so let me go ahead and go to this screen right here. So this is the rampway, and that is the windows. Okay, it looks kind of like it's backwards or whatever. I think it's just based off of the camera angle. But this is the windows and the ramp that he's always on and all that stuff. Over there on the other side is the gym. Okay, and then over here where he's showing is that same ramp with those windows. Okay, well, hold on. Hold on. Let me look again. I don't know. I'm going to have to go by the school, guys. I'm going to have to go by the school and take a look again because I don't know. It's kind of hard to see with these angles, right? It really is kind of difficult to see with the angles. I do know he's on the side of the building. Hold on. Let me go back again. Let me look real quick. Let me go back because I know the area. So bear with me real quick, guys. All right. So I'm wrong. He's looking at where he's standing. Let me go back again. I'm just going to confirm this. Yeah, that's right. That's right, guys. That is right. But those two windows are not replaced because those two windows are the same windows that are on that ramp. So let me go back and look again. I'm just going to look. All right. So what it looks like right here is the camera is flipped around. Okay. So those two windows that are over the ramp are the same windows for sure. They are definitely the same windows for sure. Now, I gotta find a photo of Moyer that shows the other windows, okay? Because then that would be a tall tale right there. But these two windows on this ramp right here are the same as the ones that he was showing for sure. So let me go ahead and look at that again. I mean, and y'all could see it for yourself that that's the same windows. So it hasn't changed. Now, the other two windows I'll have to look at. I'll have to find another picture. But it's very clear from this right here that these windows have not changed. Because those are the same two windows that are over the ramp. And the ramp hasn't changed. It's just like I said, it's just the dynamic of the camera. So, I was going to give Umar his little accolades on this, okay? I definitely was going to try to give Umar his little accolades on this and say shout out to him for changing the windows and all this stuff. But those two windows look exactly the same as Moyer Academy did. And you guys can see MA middle school. So that's Moyer Academy. That is the middle school side. The other side right there next to it is the gym, okay? And those two windows right there is what we're looking at in this video with Umar. And that's the same goddamn windows. So no, Umar, you have not changed the windows clearly, or at least you haven't changed all of them, okay? And then he goes inside the school and he starts showing like all this stuff inside the school, like saying that they're ready to go and it's nation building time and all this. But look, like everything is still the same. Nothing has changed, Umar. So is this another like ploy for the people? Like you pulled the boards off and you're like, look at the windows. We got new windows. But clearly it's not new windows because I just showed the same windows. You know what I mean? So, it's clearly not new windows, at least the ones that are over that ramp right there. So if those aren't changed out, it would be hard for me to believe any other ones are. And I can't, and I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to look for some more photos of Moyer just to see if, any of, because there's plenty of public photos of Moyer. So if I'm going to look around and see if I find any and see if there's any photos just of the what the windows look like at that time. But these are very simple things that people are going to look into, right? And honestly, I was looking into it because I was about to give you your accolades on it. But once you pulled back and looked at those two windows that were over the ramp, I'm like, those are the same windows, okay, as the other ones. So, Umar, listen, just if you're going to open the school, let's get the school open, but please stop with the accolades. Please stop with the bullshit, and the windows, and we got new windows, and we got this, and we got that, because you really don't, And even with new windows, that doesn't, say there's students. That doesn't say there's a school. That doesn't say, there's teachers. That doesn't say that there's a curriculum. Like none of that is there, but it's always this other stuff. But yet the drop ceilings aren't even completed. You're still talking about an HVAC because, again, the only HVAC that you have, which, by the way, I wanted to talk about, the only HVAC that you have connected is the one that's connected to the gym, which is that small building that's sitting on the side. There's no other HVACs, stuff going on. So I'm not really sure, what. Look, listen, man. I just need you to get this school together if you're going to get it together. Please stop playing with the people because that's what it feels like at this point, that Umar is just playing with the people. And don't nobody got time for that, Umar. Like people don't want to be, played and joked with. And we got all this game playing going on and all this extra stuff. Just if you're going to open the school, bro. Like I'm not understanding what the issue is. I don't understand what we're going through here. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the comments, guys, because I just thought that was crazy, y'all. And what's happening, everybody? Oh, it look like a lot of people is in the building. What's happening, Poison? I appreciate you being in the building. You said Keisha Cassell's Grand Rising. I appreciate you. Hey, beautiful Bernice. I appreciate you being in the building. You said, hey, Miss T. Pre in chat room. Hey, sexy toy lady. I appreciate you being in the building. You said FDMG is not coming. Okay. It's not the fuck coming. All right. Listen, we're not doing it. But Umar, if you're going to do it, open the goddamn school. But son, it certainly ain't the windows. Okay. You didn't get new windows. And if you did, it damn sure ain't them too. And like I said, it's hard for me to believe that those two windows, right, were the only two windows that were not replaced in the whole school. Like, come on, man. The drop ceilings are still fucked up. The school is still messed up. There's no furniture. Like, you asking for free desks and all this stuff. Let me tell you about that too. There's a space there in Wilmington. There's actually a warehouse, and I know exactly where it's at. So shout out to Umar. If he really want to know where to get some free furniture for schools, I can direct him right to the space. And trust me, it's literally down the street from where the school is. So, like, you just need a truck, somebody with a truck, and just go down there, and I can tell you exactly where that furniture is at. Okay, I know exactly where it is. Okay, so, and yes, it's literally right down the street from the school. Okay, so if he needed free stuff for the school, desks and chairs, and trying to think of what else they have. They would have anything he would need for that school. I do know of a place also that has wholesale computers and stuff like that, and they're in that area too. So if he really needed like stuff for that school, it could get done very easily. All he has to do is reach out to people right in the community, people like myself, because we have them type of resources. Okay, but no, sir. I'm not sure what your plans are, what you've been doing, but it damn sure don't seem like you trying to bring FDMG along. Because if you going by them windows, that ain't it. You said I think the broke windows out the other building because of the fire, but he never go in that building. Right, exactly. He don't go in that building. That's the one across the street. And that's what was throwing me off about the camera angle, right? Because I'm like, it looked like he's looking upwards of 17, but really it was the other way. It was just the way that the camera was was situated. So, and Poison says, hey to sexy toy lady. Beautiful Bernice says they are the same. So he spent no money on them damn windows. Exactly. Okay. Hey, Pacific, you said T-Pre, when you go host the FDMG cookout. No, I ain't doing no cookout for me for that nigga. You said the window was not broken. The windows. Oh, hey, make a change. You said the windows were just boarded up to prevent people from vandalizing the property. To be fair, Umar did not say it was new windows. Yes, he did. He said that he unboarded the windows and that they were new. Let me go ahead and play that. Because he said they just got the new windows in, because that's what he was saying. So I did hear him say that. But yeah, I don't really want to play this because I wasn't going to be on this too long. Honestly, I got a lot of other stuff to get into. But I did hear him say that he had replaced the windows and that the windows were not boarded now, and now the school opening. I'm like, if this is why you're opening the school, come on, sir. Like, I just need you to not do that. Then that's all. That's on, period. You said, I wonder if anyone is stupid enough to still donate to FDMG. Girl, I don't know. But what's up, Miss LB? I appreciate you being in the building. Pacific laughs. He said, exactly, T-Pre. Poison says, if the school open, how the kids going to eat with cafeteria? Okay. Like, fuck the cafeteria. They ain't got no tables. They ain't got no books. Okay. They ain't got no computers. They don't even have a ceiling over top of their heads. Okay. Like, forget about everything else. Fuck the cafeteria. We gotta get the ceiling covered first. Okay. How about them noodles? What's up, Naps TV? I appreciate you. You say he got exposed yet again by Sabrina Lamb in the WBLS forum. So he had to scatter to the bomb shelter and frame another bullshit narrative. Exactly. And he noticed some goddamn bullshit. What's up, my opinion? You said, good morning, darling. I appreciate you being in the building. You said you would definitely know. LOL, make a change. What's up, Diggable Logic? You said toast, Black Lounge Divine, and fam. You said the beautiful Bernice laugh. Make a change said, you know how I am about Umar. He got the HVAC for the gym and smaller building. So the gym is in the smaller building. That is the part I think a lot of people don't understand, is that's where the gym is located, right? So that is where this whole HVAC is connected to, is only that part of the location. Everything else is the school itself. And there is no HVAC connected over there. It's, and the buildings don't even touch each other. They're like, there's like a whole yard in between them, okay, and an alley in the back. So no, he has that HVAC on that one building. You said, but Umar is still full of shit. Okay, exactly. You said Hotep Bonnet Tunde. You know what? I was looking at the bonnet too, and I was like, I know this. This is ridiculous. Like sometimes I think Umar be trolling the shit out of our asses. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I really do be thinking that Umar be trolling us sometimes. But yeah, he definitely be doing the most. But that bonnet was funny, I have to admit. What's up, keeping it plain? You said, hey, T-Pre and chat. And exactly, make a change. That school is a hot, funky mess inside. It really is. It don't make no sense. Like, come on, bro. Like, you were not about to use these windows to try to get everybody now to start donating and stuff again. You said diggable logic. You starting already, okay? Y'all know y'all in here early for the tea. And you know it's too early for the fuck shit, but we're going to go ahead and get into it anyway. And Diggable says, yep, we up. You said, for real, LB is ridiculous at this point. Exactly. You said, hey, to keeping it plain. You said, yes, at this point, I don't feel sorry for them throwing their money away. Exactly. You know, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for anybody that just simply wants to keep protecting this guy. You know what I'm saying? And keep supporting him. If that's what they want to do, you know, to each his own. I know it ain't the fuck for me. Okay. And that's just it. Now, listen, guys, we are going to get into this Charleston White situation. I kind of want to talk about that a little bit because there was a lot going on with Charleston White. Okay. And he said a whole lot. And I just want to play a little bit of it because, yeah, I really thought it was crazy. Okay. Now, there's a lot of people that are kind of on one side and then some are on the other. There's some people who've been talking about Charleston being, you know, this internet thug. And then there's other people that are saying, you know, they vouching for him. They saying, you know, hey, he's really somebody that's in the community, that's really out here putting out in Dallas, okay, in Dallas, Texas. So we're going to get into a little bit of what Charleston was talking about because I thought it was crazy, okay? This dude is wild. He don't hold any bars to anything he says. He just literally gets into it and says whatever is on his mind, okay? Now, a couple of days ago, he had an Instagram live where he went in on Jay Prince, okay? And for those of y'all that don't know, Jay Prince is pretty much he's the executive of Rap-A-Lot Records, and he is the guy who owns Mob Ties. He's all involved with that. And he is the one that is over top of a whole lot of alleged street stuff happening out here. Okay. Now, I'm not going to confirm or deny any of that. I don't know. Okay. But what I can say is lately, Jay Prince has been involved and his name has been circling around a whole lot of F shit, okay, concerning what was going on with Takeoff, what happened with Duke the Jeweler, and some others, okay? Ultimately speaking, at the end of the day, Charleston White had a show that he was supposed to be doing in Houston, and this is where Jay Prince is based out of, okay? Charleston White was supposed to be doing a show out there, and the show got canceled, and the police are the ones that contacted him, allegedly, okay, and told him, well, you know, if you have this show, we can't protect you. Okay. Which, okay. You know, I mean, like the regular, you know, person would be like, what, you know, why wouldn't the police try to protect you and this, and this? But somebody who's not really a civilian who might be in the streets to really understand that life would say, okay, this happens all the time, right? The police constantly get paid off to do specific things or to work with specific you know, organizations, if you may say. All right. So it's not far-fetched that this would happen. Now, in a city like Houston, especially around somebody surrounding Jay Prince. Okay. I'm not overly surprised about this. Now, what I was surprised about was Charleston White going live on Instagram and going in on Jay Prince. Not only was he talking about, how he's not scared of Jay Prince don't put no fear in his heart, all this. I feel him, whatever. But then he just starts showing his guns, which I'm not going to show. He starts, going in on how many, all these guns he got and all this stuff, and how he can come to Dallas and it ain't gonna be this, it ain't gonna be that. He don't run Dallas, he only run Houston, and how the Houston police is pussy, and it was a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so I'm just listening to this shit like, you know what? These internet thugs are gonna get themselves popped out here. Okay, but this is the kind of stuff that they like to do. I don't know if it's for entertainment or if this is just their personality, but this is what they do. Now, I know that Charleston White has gone in on a few people in the past, okay, and talked about all this same ish. And then when it came down to it, he was pepper spraying niggas instead of shooting niggas, like he did with Soulja Boy, okay, back in July. So as y'all know, when Soulja Boy ran down on his ass for this same, ish talking that he was doing, he pulled out some pepper spray on Soulja Boy, okay? He ain't pull out none of these guns, none of this stuff, none of this heavy artillery that he was talking about, okay? Perhaps he didn't feel like he needed the heavy artillery with Soulja Boy, but I'm going to be honest with you. Soulja Boy definitely runs with some niggas, okay? He definitely is running around here with them type niggas. So if I was having beef with Soulja Boy, I probably would want to have what Charleston White was showing. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't bring no pepper spray to a fight like that. But he did, okay? And, it ended up being, all public, and now, they both was talking about it. And they both agreed that Charleston White pulled pepper spray, okay? So I don't know if he really is that guy, you know what I'm saying, that would actually be doing all this if Jay Prince's peoples ran down on him. And I also don't think Jay Prince's peoples would run down on him in public, right? I don't think that. So if I was Charleston, I mean, that Texas is a big place. Dallas is pretty far from Houston. I don't think they would necessarily run directly into each other, just going to the neighborhood grocery store. But I definitely do think that if you're going to be talking about specific organizations and specific people, you want to tone down how you might be doing that, right? I don't think it's all necessary to be so, you so hood and you that nigga. Like, you don't always have to prove that shit, right? Because that could be really dangerous, right? Jay Prince himself is not just by himself. Like, yes, he runs, as himself, and there's people that run with him and, his family, and these people are out in the public and stuff like that. But trust and believe, when you got niggas like that, everybody's not for the public eye, okay? There's a lot of people that just aren't seen, right? There's a lot of niggas that you would just never know is that nigga, okay? So I really would not be just, dipping and dabbing in that type of stuff, if, you really don't know what you're doing, okay? I know that Charleston White is a internet sensation. I know he likes to talk trash on the internet and go in on and talk a bunch of stuff. But I think for his sake, I think he might want to sit this one out. But we're going to go ahead and listen to what this nigga had to say, okay? Because I think he just did this one either a few hours ago or yesterday. So we're going to listen to this shit, okay?
Dirty. I'm going to tell Jay Prince this here. Nigga, you can suck my dick, nigga. I'm telling mob ties, nigga. Rap a lot. Y'all can suck my dick, nigga. Do y'all hear that woman's voice? Do y'all hear the pain in that woman's voice, nigga? Now, you niggas been knowing this was a goddamn kids event for over a month. But because Jay Prince, nigga, because I refused to sit down with you, nigga. Y'all called my manager, and I told you, nigga, fuck you, nigga. I ain't sitting down with no nigga. Now, all of a sudden, the mayor's office is getting calls. So you mean to tell me you nigga go put kids' life in jeopardy? Y'all calling the mayor's office and say, man, we know it's a kids event, and he speak, we gonna hurt him at a kids event. That's why I hate you coward-ass mob niggas. That's why I hate you coward-ass gangsters, niggas. That's why I hate you niggas, nigga. You niggas ain't all the power y'all got in Houston, nigga. Y'all could have helped that woman in the organization, but you niggas want to derail her event. Fuck you, James Prince. Fuck your punk ass sons too, nigga. And your weird ass daughter that's abusing kids, nigga. Fuck James Prince family, nigga. Go help somebody, nigga. Go help somebody, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. I hate you niggas. Nigga, I hate you niggas. I'm willing to die, kill, and go to jail. The only reason I ain't show up, nigga, is because Miss Pap called me. The police didn't say they wouldn't go protect me because I got some niggas that'll go against James Prince with me, nigga. Nigga, listen, James Prince run 5th Ward. He don't run Houston. That bitch run 5th Ward. He don't run Houston. He don't run Texas. He don't run Dallas. He don't run. That bitch run 5th Ward in that Rap-A-Lot label. That bitch don't run nothing else. And I tell that bitch to his face, he don't.
All right, hold on.
Nothing, nigga. You got to pay somebody to do something, James. You got to pay somebody to do something, James. You ain't no nigga that's gonna do nothing, James. You ain't no nigga that'll take his shirt off, nigga. Nigga, please. Nigga, I ain't scared of now one of you bitch ass nigga, homie. I think all you hoe ass niggas sit down and pee. When it come to a nigga like me and the police.
They sitting down and peeing.
This is what I want to tell you, James Prince. When I talked to the FBI yesterday, the FBI want to know, why would Houston Police Department, the FBI is curious to know, James, why would the Houston Police Department...
Everybody know he calls the police. So.
A police report to an open murder investigation with people names and statements on it.
Okay, girl.
The police department you got paying.
Child.
Who you paying in
Child.
Everybody know you got the police on the payroll. The FBI just can't infiltrate the Houston Police Department to get them. Everybody know James Prince got the Houston Police Department on their payroll, nigga. That's why.
Hold on, y'all.
When Trey and Zero was when them niggas were jumping on Trey, that's why they did it in front of the Houston Police Department, and the Houston Police Department never stopped it. Y'all noticed that in that video, right? Why would the Houston Police Department give James Prince and his son, who was at a open murder investigation, why would they give him the police report where they got witness addresses and witness statements and witness names? Who in the police department is that crooked? Were they in bed with Rap-A-Lot mob ties? This is an open murder investigation. The FBI want to get Houston Police Department and Rap-A-Lot mob. They trying to connect the dots with them too. And you can best believe there are people making phone calls right now today. You can best believe there are people making phone calls right now today to the FBI wanting to know, how does James Prince get a motherfucking police report, nigga, with witnesses' names and addresses and statements on it in an open murder investigation? Who dirty? What dirty cops working with Rap-A-Lot?
Listen, child. Okay. All I got to say is I agree with you, sexy toy lady. I would never bring anybody, myself, kid, anybody around this nigga. Okay. Because he do a lot of talking. And he be around or has been around a lot of street niggas. Okay. So one thing for sure is two things for certain. I can't stand a loose lip ass motherfucker. Okay. If you either a civilian, right? And you live your life as a civilian. And so therefore, if people do shit and dumb shit happens, then you feel like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get the police and the FBI involved in different stuff like that. But if you dipping and dabbing in the streets, right? And then you contacting the FBI and contacting police and stuff, that do look a little bit funny. Now, there's another side to that too, where on the G side of that, there are G people or, gangsters in the police department as well. Okay. So it is possible that there is information that may be getting leaked out to certain people, right? But we don't know what's true and what's not. But the bottom line is, when you start talking like that and you start putting information like that out about people and you don't have no evidence of that kind of stuff, you really, like knocking on death's door. Okay. And so I'm going to just need this man to just fall back and just chill. Okay. And leave Jay Prince alone, because he be talking a lot of shit. Okay. And like I said, I'm not really impressed with Jay Prince's whole gangster thing either, right? I don't know if he's necessarily, I don't know. I ain't never been to Houston. I don't really know. Okay. But, the internet part of it is what doesn't impress me, because the niggas that I know, that really get down like that, they not on the internet at all. Y'all ain't never seen them. Ain't never heard of them. None of that shit. Okay. So I don't understand, and they got feelings. They be having emotions and going through things, but they don't put it online. You understand what I'm saying? So that is why I have my thing with the Jay Prince thing, like with him. But as far as, who he runs with and what he does, I can't speak on that. But I've heard, that he's got some ties to some very powerful people, that he's a very powerful man. And I wouldn't be, fucking around in Houston, talking shit about him and pulling guns and talking about what I'm gonna do and what he not running and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And just putting that whole spotlight on myself like that. I think Charleston White is a little bit too old at this point to be doing that. I think he needs to, cut the internet sensations at some point, and if you're going to be a community activist, be a fucking community activist. Why you got to be a community activist? And, even if you want to be doing that gangster thug shit, do that shit, but do that behind closed doors, because this ain't cute. That's just my opinion. This ain't cute at all. Okay. And that's my opinion on him. I hope he gets his life together. I hope he finally stops, with the fuck shit, because next year we hope to see him around. Okay. We don't want to see him, we having a funeral for this nigga because he didn't know how to stop talking about some shit that didn't have nothing to do with him. Now, listen, we're about to get into this Lagena Gold situation. I have a lot that I want to talk about regarding Jaguar and regarding Lagena. And then we'll get into some sector topics after that. But before I do, I'm going to play you guys a quick timer so that you guys can take a quick bathroom break, get you guys a glass of water, whatever you're going to do. And then we're going to get right into this situation with Lagena, because there is a lot going on with that. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get into what's been going on lately with Jaguar Wright and with Lagena Gold, and who is the girl who has been alleging that she is the daughter of the secret daughter of the late, great Aaliyah and R. Kelly. Okay. So everybody who does not know about that, that is the backstory on that. There is a lady named Lagena Gold, but her real name is Angela Anawosu. And she is started off on TikTok and Instagram, telling the world that she is the daughter of Aaliyah. Okay. And it didn't really pick up a lot of steam until she went viral on TikTok. Okay. Lately, probably in the past month and a half. When it went viral, Sean Davy Way here on YouTube picked up the show, and he started talking about it. Everybody from there started talking about it. Everybody knows Sean has over 250, almost 250,000 subscribers. He has a really large base, and shout out to Sean. I really love his show. And I love the way that he has been handling this lately. And we're going to talk about a lot of this stuff. Now, what has happened is he had Lagena on the show. Sean Davy Way had Lagena on the show. And she got on the show, and there was a lot of questions that came out. And the official Kingpin got on the show as well. He started asking questions. And ultimately, the show and the questioning kind of took a turn for the worse. I did go over that in my last video. And so for those of you who have missed that, you can go kind of check that out and see what was said about that. But ultimately, when the show took a turn for the worse, I noticed at that moment that Sean really did notice what was wrong and that this was really a problem. When the girl started saying that she was diagnosed with schizophrenia from her doctor, from a doctor, that she had been in a mental institution, had just got out like a day before this show, and so forth, and that she had been in there for several days. It really became alarming what she was experiencing, because it appeared that her mother being Aaliyah was a delusion of hers. Okay. So there's some things that I have found out that are fact that I want to clear up now. Number one, I thought that based off of information that was out there, it was thought that Lagena's real mother had passed away several years ago, when in fact she's alive. Okay, so Zima Franklin is alive. Okay, she's actually on Facebook, on social media. She constantly is posting information. As a matter of fact, she posts every other day or so, good morning, everyone, have a wonderful day. She seems like a very peaceful, nice lady, but that is her mother. She also has a twin brother, okay, who is a fraternal twin, and he has a fiance by the name of Brianna. And Brianna went on a show called Hear Her TV. I've known Hear Her TV for a while. I've watched her. I'm subscribed. I've been on checking her out for a long time, and on other topics in the tea sector. And ultimately, she had this situation was being talked about on her show. While she was talking, the twin brother's baby mom, or the twin brother's pregnant girlfriend, called into the show. She hit the link, okay? And she got on the panel and she got to talking, okay? And there was a lot of stuff that she said that she was able to kind of confirm, other things that she was able to get into with us. And I'll get into those things in just a second. But let's jump to Jaguar Wright and her situation with this. So to make a long story short, Lagena asked to talk with Jaguar Wright. She wanted to talk directly with her. And the reasoning that she gave was because she said that Jaguar was kind of saying the same things that she was saying. Okay, that, hey, people are out to get her. There's people that are, there's celebrities that are trying to silence her, this whole thing. Okay. And she wanted to talk to Jaguar because of that. So a lot of people were like, hey, Jaguar has her own mental illnesses, that aren't being treated, or at least they're not properly being treated. And then she's trying to hook up with this girl who clearly has mental illness as well. And, this does not look good at all. And I agree with that. But I wasn't aware of how deep it had gotten until probably yesterday, when I really started looking into this a little bit further, because it kept coming across my screen that Lagena needs help. Lagena's in danger and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what is she in danger from? What is going on? Come to find out, Lagena had basically said to Jaguar Wright and to the official Kingpin that she was in danger, and that there was this guy who was claiming to be a exterminator was knocking at her door, okay, and trying to get in the house. And she was afraid and she needed to get away from there because she felt like this guy was, was funny. She had seen him before, but, he made her feel uncomfortable before and all this other stuff. In all the things that she was saying, I'm keeping in mind of her mental condition. All of that is still in my brain while she's talking about this guy, okay? Because like I said, a person with schizophrenia will see the world a completely different way than someone with untreated, condition like that. So they will see things like, they'll feel like somebody's out to get them. They'll feel like they're being attacked by someone. They'll feel like all kinds of stuff is happening. And in actuality, that's not the case, okay? And it literally does take for some the movement of the earth for them to see it different, or just simply medications and some other coping mechanisms to help them see things different, which I don't think she's getting on a regular basis, and that's clear. So some of these things, that she was saying kind of coincides with her condition, okay? But if you're talking to somebody else who has a similar condition or the same condition untreated, and you're kind of talking with each other, the trauma bonding starts, and then dangerous things can start happening, okay? So what really happened here in this case is, according to her brother and her brother's girlfriend, what really happened is Lagena lost her job. Well, not her job. She lost her place and her vehicle. Her vehicle was repossessed back in early January. And she was evicted from her place as well, okay? They had contacted her brother so that he could help get stuff moved out of the apartment, so forth and so on. And she, he was in touch with his sister to see what things she wanted, if there was some things he could salvage from her apartment. And she told him some stuff. There was, a few things that she wanted to get. But ultimately speaking, she ended up going back into the apartment without the office knowing, without the manager's office knowing, without anyone knowing about it. She went back into the apartment and just moved it back in as if, it was okay. But she stopped paying her rent back last year sometime. Okay. So, and again, we can only speculate on why that would happen. But someone with such a condition may need to have constant care. Okay. Or they may need to have someone monitoring their situation a little bit more to make sure that they are staying on the right path and that they're not kind of jumping ship from their path. And, and then unhealthy things like that are happening, right? A lot of people with this condition live with someone, or they have a life coach that comes around and so forth and so on to kind of make sure things are staying in place. So I'm not sure where the breakdown with that happened, but it does appear that the family has attempted to help her in many, many ways. Okay. For instance, there was another video that she had done where she was claiming that these people were not her family, but they were acting as if they were her family, and they were trying to traffic her, and they were involved in trafficking. Come to find out, those people were her mom and her sisters, and they were just simply checking on her to make sure she was okay because of all these videos and things that she's been doing online. They were trying to get her into an institution to get her help, to make sure that she's getting the proper care. And, she's putting it out to the world like they're attacking her, they're trying to lock her away and all this other stuff. And yes, that is something that is part of a condition for someone who has schizophrenia. Okay. So I think a lot of people are missing the fact that she has a mental condition that has been diagnosed, and the symptoms of that condition. Okay. And what could happen when that condition goes untreated. Okay. So what it sounds like to me, based off of what the brother has said about the apartment, her losing the apartment, losing the car, and these kinds of things, are all symptoms of a psychotic break. Okay. All symptoms of what happened based off of a psychotic break. Okay. That's what it sounds like to me. And it sounds like she's also still on that same psychotic break where she's thinking of people after her, people coming for her, she, and all this other stuff. Now, I do want to get into some very key points, okay, about what the sister-in-law said. Number one, she said that that the father, Nan, okay, has two sets of twins. One of them is Lagena and her brother, and then there's another woman who has twins as well. So when Lagena is talking about this Hispanic family and talking about all these twins and all this, she's talking about her father and her father's kids, okay? And you know, her brother, and what she's been telling the world is her uncle, but that's her brother. And then, you know, these other two brothers, these other two twins are also siblings, okay? So those are the siblings she's talking about, who have a different phenotype and so forth, okay? And so that was an important thing that I thought was interesting. Another thing that she talked about was the fact that she believes that Lagena is very well aware of who her family is. Okay. She does believe Lagena knows, fully is aware of who her mom is, who her dad is, that they're alive, that they're well. You know, she's aware of all of those things. She's also aware that they did experience some childhood trauma, but it wasn't to the level of S abuse or anything like that. At least according to what they know, right? It's possible that she did experience S abuse and no one else knew that, right? That is possible. So I don't want to take that from her. But she said that there was some childhood trauma, but it wasn't to the level where, you know, you would think that this type of stuff would develop, okay? So she said that, but again, I don't want to take that from Lagena, because if she did experience S abuse, it would make sense to me that she would later experience mental illness if it went untreated. Okay. So I don't know what happened with that. But I think what I'm the most concerned about is the fact that I had heard several people talking about this. Just shout out to AT2. He had talked about this too. He said that there was no plan in place after they get Lagena, and then they, you know, what are we planning on doing with Lagena after that? At first, I was like, you know, hey, Jaguar, she's got a couple dollars, you know, if she wanted to help her, she could support her, you know, and help her with some things financially. But what really raised a red flag about that was when Jaguar was on a couple of channels, the Night and Day Network and on the official campaign, begging for money, like telling people to donate $1. Everybody in the chat, everybody in your chat needs to donate $1, and then cussing the people out for not. Like, I only got $200. You niggas ain't shit. And y'all, like, you sounded like Umar right now. It was crazy, right? And I'm like, okay, so what are we doing here? Are we doing this to really help Lagena, or is this for clicks and views, right? But shout out to Sean Davey Way, because he went on Station Head yesterday and he definitely cleared the air on that. He said, do not put me in this. Don't put my name in this. I don't want my attachment to this until you start showing some evidence and some receipts of where that money is going. Because you're not going to put my name on this and make it look like it's a scam. Because honestly, that is what it looks like. I mean, it is what it is, right? You got to fucking call it a black kettle black. It is what it is, okay? So at the end of the day, I can't say that Jag is scamming. I can't say she's not. But for Jag to be who Jag is, Jag should have a little bit more cash on deck, right? For her to be able to, you know, especially if she is the one that's coming up with this elaborate scheme to get this stuff done. If you want her to be on Philadelphia TV, if you want her to be all on the blue couch, and you want to get a hypnotist, and you want to, which I don't understand what the purpose of any of that is for, other than clicks and views, right? But if you really want to do all this, then you should be the one paying for her way out there. Not on the Greyhound, by the way, because that is how she got out there, is by a bus. A bus. A bus, okay? Not a plane, not Amtrak, a bus, okay? So, okay, all right. So either way, she got her out there by bus, okay? And now what are we doing? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to all go ahead and subscribe for $9.99 a month to Philadelphia TV so we can tune in and watch this hypnotist, quote unquote, hypnotist, hypnotize her for what reason? Now, no professional hypnotists. There are professional hypnotists out here, okay? For various reasons. They do various things for forensics, for all kinds of stuff. That is a real thing. But I can't see any professional hypnotist actually getting themselves involved in something like this. Now, money talks, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I don't see how any professional hypnotist would want to get involved in something like this. Because, again, all of us know that that's not Aaliyah's daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know by this point that is not her child. Okay, I don't care how, no, we know that. And then on top of that, with this DNA, quote unquote, test, here's the thing about the DNA test. You can't do a DNA test without the other party. Okay, so there has to be a grandmother, a father, a sister, a brother, somebody that would be willing to provide DNA on behalf of Aaliyah. Okay, also, if they decided to do the ancestry test, okay, or 23andMe or anything like that, that is not going to directly link her to Aaliyah's family, because somebody in Aaliyah's family would have had to have taken those same tests, and they would have had to be registered with such a organization, and then there would have to be all kinds of other stuff that matches up. So doing it that way, why? This is a waste of time and a waste of money. Okay, it is literally a waste of time and a waste of money to do a 23andMe test. The girl is already aware of who her family is. How hard would it be? Wouldn't it make more sense, right? If she's claiming that the people who raised her are not her family, right? She's claiming they're not her peoples. Wouldn't it make more sense to reach out to have them do a DNA test with her to prove to her that they are 100% her parents, right? Like, wouldn't that make more sense as opposed to this long, drawn out, maybe one day in 5 years, somebody from Aaliyah's family will pop up and do a 23andMe test? Like, this is just a way, to me, it just looks like a way to make more money off of the people. It is just a way to scam. And I don't think that's okay. I really don't think that's okay. I don't think it's okay for Jaguar to keep hopping up on these panels and interrupting our YouTube experience with this bullshit. Like, I want to be able to watch the official Kingpin and laugh and do what I do and call him friend and have fun like I do without being cussed out by his panelists because they want me to spend money on something and I don't even know if it's really going to the cause. I don't even know if the cause is a good cause at this point. Like, there has got to be some resources in Detroit, where Lagena is from, where her family is at, where her friends are at. There has to be some resources there to help her, okay? And the worst part of this is the fact that she has a diagnosed disorder, okay? So clearly she has somebody who is prescribing medications to her, somebody who is prescribing therapy, prescribing counseling, whatever the case may be, prescribing outpatient care, whatever the case may be. Where is that going to be at while she's running around the country with Jaguar Wright? Like, how is that going to be helpful to Lagena? That is the part I don't get. Jaguar has a condition herself that is not being treated, okay? That is clearly she's not stable in her own stable place, okay? Where she's always in some hotel, always here, always there. Oh, most of the time they in a car. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? How is this helping Lagena? So, there was some things that I had thought about. And one of the things was the fact that Lagena does have this condition. The fact that if this condition worsens because she's in this situation with another person with a condition, right? This could become a danger to her or a danger to others with this condition, because people with schizophrenia may hear voices. There might be other things going on that may cause them to do things that are out of the ordinary. And if that happens, and this is continuous untreated illness, with another person with untreated illness, yeah, I could really see her family actually being able to get guardianship of her, okay, adult guardianship of her, and then they can force her back to where she is and they can force her into treatment. Now, that is something that she may need. I would hate for that to be that aggressive because she is a grown woman and she is entitled to make her own decisions, even with schizophrenia, right? She's entitled to be a dignified adult and to be treated as such. But if this continues to go on, that may be something that her family may have to do. And the sister-in-law did say that her brother is looking into that the family had looked into possibly getting guardianship of her. Now, if she had, if she's handling what she's got to do, if she's doing what she got to do, and she's kind of, taking care of responsibilities, but she's still unstable per se, they could get what's called a power of attorney over certain rights, like that, like medical power of attorney. There's other things that there's different types of power of attorney, but they could get that and then help her in those ways as well. But I think the guardianship is aggressive. You got to show like real reasons why you're getting guardianship. So for those of you who are just saying, go get guardianship, it's not that easy. You got to have really good reasons. And one of the reasons could be that she is a danger to herself or a danger to society. And if that happens, which can very easily happen with schizophrenia, then yes, her family can go and they can request adult guardianship, emergency guardianship, and then they can force her back out of Dallas. So I don't know what's going to happen with this situation. I hope that it all kind of works out. But yeah, I really think that it is very, very important to get her back around her surroundings, get her back around people that she knows, okay? People that she's familiar with, even if she don't want to be and she feels quote unquote unsafe. Again, that is part of the condition itself that needs to be worked on. She needs some type of therapy to work directly on those issues, to give her specific things to work with and coping skills to work with regarding her specific fears and her specific situations. But she needs a professional that can do that. Jaguar Wright is the same. She's just as paranoid. She's got just as many things going on. She can't help her at all. And like I said, I was really, really disturbed with the fact that they were trying to raise money for this. Like I said, if Jag got all this money, she's saying, why are we raising any money? And are we raising money for the right cause? That is the thing. Because getting her out of Detroit was for what? You know what I mean? Like I said, just because you guys, hear her saying she's in danger, you got to remember she has a condition, okay? And that condition will sometimes have her believing she's really in danger. Like really. So we need to get her assistance, help, mental help, proper help. Not just running her all over the country and taking her here and taking her there. That could become overwhelming to somebody who has schizophrenia, right? Just being around too many people. It could become, just overbearing to have all these people all in your face all the time, always laughing, yelling, laughing, joking, smoking weed and drinking and all this other stuff. Like, this is not good at all. It is not okay. It is not okay at all. And I feel bad for Sean Davy Way because he feels really, really bad about this. He feels like it's his fault, because he brought her onto YouTube. I can't say it's his fault, right? I don't think it's his fault. I do think he holds some responsibility, though, in bringing her in this space, but I don't think that it's his fault. I don't think he meant for all of this to happen. And as a matter of fact, I was there front and center when he realized how bad it had gotten. Okay. I was right there with him. So I don't think that Sean intended for any of this. And I hope that he finds peace as well, because it's going to be okay. The official King Pain has not made any official statements that I've heard yet. in regards to this, but I saw his reactions. I could see his face when Jag was cussing out his subscribers and stuff, and just kind of going in, and I think he heard what his subscribers were saying. So I'm going to leave that at that. I'm hoping that we do hear some kind of official statement from him about it. I think he went live today or something, so I'll have to go take a look at it and see. I am a member over there, so I'll just go and check him out and see what's going on. But I really do respect Official Kingpin, and I also do. Hold on, guys. I definitely respect the Official Kingpin, and I definitely respect Sean Davy Way as well. I think that they are great content creators, and I think that they definitely be knowing what they're doing and what they're talking about. But unfortunately, this situation has definitely turned very, 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 very dark. And that girl is in need of real, real assistance at this point. And I'm talking about help that we as a public cannot help her. You know what I mean? We cannot help her. We need to help her get back to Detroit, or we need to help her get back in touch with her family and get back in touch with her friends so that they can assist her. That is what we need. We don't need all this other stuff. All this other stuff is not cool at all. So anyway, that's my thoughts on what is going on with Lagena Gold and her situation with Jaguar Wright. Again, I hope that Jaguar gets this help that she needs too, because she clearly does need some assistance as well. But Lagena most definitely needs that assistance. And I just hope that she really does find it. Guys, let's go ahead and get into the sector news, okay? Because I listened to a little bit of Shakim. I heard that I was on a thumbnail. So I said, I told y'all I was going to be on a thumbnail. So I looked into it, and I didn't hear much about me, but I heard a lot of other stuff in that video, okay? And so we are going to go ahead and react to that, because I thought that there was a lot that was said, and I'm going to get into it, because I really thought that Shakim really be not catching it sometimes, okay? I think sometimes he really be missing the whole point of some stuff, and we're going to go ahead and help him see the points today, okay? But let's go ahead and play this real quick, and then we'll get right into it, guys, into Princess Reactions with Shay Shay Rock. All right, guys. So listen up. I was listening to Shakim's show the other day. I listened to it this morning. And this dude be tripping as always, okay? He's still out here crying. Still out here crying, y'all. Still out here crying. But we're going to go ahead and listen to what he had to say, because I really thought that it was some interesting stuff that he said. And like I said before in my previous video, he be missing a lot of fucking shit, okay? Like, there'll be a lot of stuff that just kind of get past Shakim, and he just really don't be catching on. But as y'all know, Poison Reloaded did have a video the other day where him and Ray Triggs sat down, and they were talking about the situation that took place with Shakim, and why Ray Triggs didn't reach back out to Shakim, okay? And I remember telling Shakim all of this stuff months ago, and he really, a couple weeks ago, and he really, really did not want to hear it, okay? He was trying to say, no, it was for this, and no, it was for that. And I was like, no, bro, you got played, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get into a lot of this crap that Shakim was saying. And again, this is fair use, guys. As y'all know, I may do some reactions to some shows, but I will always do it in the words and in the name of the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which is the allowance made for fair use. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into some of this stuff that was going on Shakim's show. I'm going to start at about 2 hours and 58 minutes or so, because this video was like 4 hours long, okay, of crying, but I didn't even watch the whole thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull up to about 2 hours and 50 about 2 hours and 57 minutes, okay. And then we're going to stop and go. Bear with me one moment.
Now, P actually called me and told me privately, like, stop showing that video because it could get you in trouble. And I said, oh.
Give you guys a little bit of background of what he's talking about. He's talking about Ray Triggs' video where he had the picture of the baby, and it was a couple pictures of babies. One of the pictures is the one I was talking about, which was very disturbing, which was a picture of a baby with their legs open, his or her legs open, and she was getting changed, and he had Shakim's face on that baby. And I told him that was it was disturbing to have that photo on there. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been any baby, but why would it be that picture? It was just weird, okay? And, I told him how that was very questionable behavior. And Ray Triggs was really offended by that. But this is the video that Shakim is talking about right now.
Oh, wow. At first, I didn't want to hear it because I was like, I would have got in trouble the first time I showed it. But then I had to think about it. And I was like, P did go to school for criminology. So I stopped showing the images. So yes, there was pedo material in those videos. Not exactly pedo material, but pedo-like material that he did not want you to see. And that is why he took down those videos. That is why he deleted those videos about Corey's daughter. So let's not play dumb. Let's not play stupid. Let's not pretend like he didn't put a 2-year-old in a police lineup. Let's stop it. Like you just deleted all your videos for no goddamn reason. Stop it.
Like, so nobody believes that, Shakim. Nobody is asking for a Ray Triggs video, old video to watch right now. Nobody cares but you. That's the problem, Shakim. And I'm doing this because I'm doing it for 2 reasons. I'm doing it because, for one, I don't like you.
Hold on,
for
guys.
2, it might be a learning. It might actually.
Who cares if you like me or not, bitch? Do you think I lose sleep if you like me or not? Like, bitch, are you 5 years old? I'm doing this because I don't like you. Bitch, don't watch me. That's what I'm saying. Like, niggas claim they don't like me, but they download all my videos, Photoshop my face on babies' bodies, talk about me every week, stalk my chat under multiple accounts, but they don't like me. Well, bitch, start watching. How hard is that? Like, I don't care if you clearly do like me, nigga. You're obsessed, actually. You've been obsessed. But you're too much of a bitch to actually admit that you like me, nigga. And you wish you had half the confidence I had.
So I don't know about all that. All I'm saying is, like, I think that what Shakim was trying to say, and I honestly do agree with him on this. I mean, every content creator does their own thing, but whatever you do or whatever you say in your past, like if you look at other content creators who are really large and really have like 20, 30,000 subscribers, and they've got 1,000 people in their chat at one time. If you look at their older videos, those videos will show their progress. It'll show how far they've come in their YouTube career, right? Like how far they've gotten, what they did that they made mistakes on, and what they're doing now. And it kind of gives you, and it gives your audience that viewpoint of you, right? So there really isn't a reason particularly to erase your videos. So to Shakim's point, I get where he's coming from with that. I don't really understand either why you take your videos down, right? I mean, I hear you about this whole troll move and all that stuff, but that would be the whole reason why you would want to keep the videos up, is for the troll move, right? But we're going to go ahead and continue with this and just let Shakim just rant a little bit.
To at least show your face. But go ahead.
Actually help you. It might actually help. It might actually trigger you to the point that it helps you for this year. Because I thought you was moving in the right direction, but you showed this past week with making little videos about me and D Darrell that you can't help yourself. You go back to the same old shit of 2020 and 20.
What? Like, I'm not supposed to talk about the sector? I'm not supposed to talk about D Darrell. I'm not supposed to talk about you. Bitch, I could talk about the sector whenever the fuck I feel like it. Why would I not talk about the sector or people that are in the sector? This is a sector channel. So I don't know what you're talking about. New direction this or new
I don't think he's saying don't talk about the sector. I mean, you can talk about the sector, but why are we rehashing old shit? I think that's what Ray's saying. You know what I mean? Like, there comes a time where you got to move on from shit, and you do have a hard time moving on from shit. And I think that is what the issue has been. Okay, so but we're gonna go ahead and let you go on.
direction that. But I do a variety of content, bitch, including sector content. So this is another red herring. Now he's trying to paint it like I'm doing.
So shout out to Make a Change, because right, the show your face whole thing, I don't know. Like I've heard a couple of people say that. I've heard even Conscious Energy talk about that would make a change, and they've said that about YM. They've said that about Slander God. You know what I mean? Like there are a whole lot of content creators out here on YouTube that have never shown their face, and they have thousands of subscribers. Okay, thousands of subscribers. I mean, people constantly come back to watch their shows, constantly come back to hear their content. So it is not really a big deal if somebody's not showing their face. Okay, so Ray Triggs not showing his face is not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? I don't think that is what adds to, you know, anything. That probably adds to mystery, which can be a good thing on YouTube. That adds to YM's mystery, right? I think that definitely adds to hers. And, you know, there's, you know, it's okay to do that and to take that approach. There's so many different ways to provide content, but you keep staying stuck on the same things and doing the same things that aren't working clearly. Okay. And I think that's what Ray has been saying, but we'll go ahead and let you keep going.
Doing the same thing over and over. Everybody talks about the sector on their channel. I'm not doing anything different than anybody else. So please cut the bullshit.
You are though, Shakim.
21. You revert back to the same old stuff over and over again. You can't help yourself. It's like you're a born loser.
No, I'm a born loser. So this is another thing that he tries to do. He tries to always project how he feels onto me. What about me is a loser? Because again, I don't hide my face. I don't hide my job. I don't hide who I am.
Okay, but I think that is the art of trolling, right? Is Ray Triggs is a troll. This is what he does. Okay, yes, he may be one of them trolls like Binary, you know, that comes around and interacts with the sector a lot more, you know, because he has a channel. But he is a troll. His goal is to troll. Okay, his goal is troll gang. That is what he wants to do. He wants to get you in worked up and get you in your feelings and get you all in your emotions and feeling some type of way. So I kind of do think that, you know, he's kind of right on some of that. Okay. But we'll go ahead and let you keep going on this. And actually, I'm going to fast forward in just a second. I'm going to let you go ahead and keep going with a little bit of this. And we're almost done, guys.
Like, bitch, you wish you could be me. You wish you could actually cam up. You wish you could actually create a successful channel and not buy subscribers and buy views. That's a whole nother conversation that I got to get into. But go.
I do think that there are content creators that are purchasing views and purchasing likes. I don't think Ray Triggs is one of them. I really don't. I'm going to tell you why I don't. Because when you purchase views and you purchase likes, it comes over a period of time. It'll come like within like a 24-hour or 32-hour period or something like that. I forgot what it is. I gotta ask. But it comes over a period of time. So if Ray is buying views and buying likes, that wouldn't make sense if he's live and then he deletes the live right afterwards. Nobody's buying that. Okay, that's authentic, I have to say. So Ray, I have to give you your flowers for that one. I don't think you're buying views and likes, but I do think there are content creators that are doing that.
Go ahead.
You are a loser. You can't get out of your own way. And you actually had the opportunity to move forward and do something with yourself, but you just like your channel, and I'm not going to get into that. You keep screwing it up over and over again. So, Shakim, I took down all my videos because I don't need clout. I don't care what people thought. That's why some of you guys like you and some of these old niggas that's stuck in 2020, y'all so fixated on what was on your channels and what you did.
He said the reason I took down my videos is because I don't need clout. Nigga. What? Nigga, what? Nigga, what? Do you think anybody believes that dumbass story?
I have to say, like, I don't know about that, Ray, because if you didn't want clout, then you wouldn't be going live and trolling at all, right? You would just troll from where trolls troll, right? That's just what you would do. But it's clear you wanted clout. Now, I'm not saying you was trying to have clout where you kept your videos up and all that stuff, but you definitely wanted accolades within the sector. We're not going to pretend you didn't, because if you didn't, you would have just kept doing what other trolls doing, what other people do. You know what I mean? You would have just stayed in the sector. You would have stayed in the chats or whatever. But you don't see trolls actively just creating channels and then creating intros for people, all this other stuff. Like, you definitely did this for clout, bro. Like, let's stop it.
I took down all my videos because I don't need clout. Bitch, you didn't have no clout. You bought all of your subscribers. So that's a lie.
He didn't buy his subscribers. I'm gonna give Ray, definitely everybody that's subscribed to Ray is subscribed because they fuck with him. I can't say, well, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm gonna say he didn't buy his he didn't buy any views and he's not buying likes. That is definitely a thing. And I don't think he bought subscribers either, because he had a substantial amount of subscribers on that channel before he did any videos on that channel. Now, that tells me that he had done a channel before in some other sector, okay? And what he did was he scrubbed that channel, kept it scrubbed for a period of time, and then started making videos over here, and then picked up more subscribers over here. That is what it sounds like he did. It does not sound like he bought subscribers. It don't sound like he's buying likes or buying views. No. But there's definitely some over here that are doing that. He said, trolling from the troll booth, okay? You need to be trolling over in the troll booth. Shit.
If you gonna come on here and talk, tell the truth. But you can't even be honest about why you took your videos down. But you don't have to be honest.
Exactly.
We already know why you took your videos down. But go ahead.
In the past that y'all always got to reminisce and rehash that. I don't care. I did those videos for that moment. I did those videos for the engagement with the chat at that time. I don't need to keep them up for people to keep going back to it over and over again. It happened. It's over. When I delete stuff, it helps me move forward because I don't have nothing to look at to remind myself of the past. That's your problem. That's why.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think that you still would remember what you've done in the past. So taking the videos down, I don't know if that is why you would need to, that's what you would need to move on. But okay. I mean, that's you. It's not me. It's you. So okay.
Why you was so butthurt about losing that channel. That's your problem. You can't.
Right, right. You see this whole I need to move on. What you need to move on from? Just because you create a video doesn't mean you can't move on. It's called creating content and moving on to the next.
Right.
So
I
he got
agree.
a whole fantastical story about why he deleted all his content. Make it.
I mean, I have to agree with him on this one. Like, that is a kind of a stretch story of why you would get rid of your videos, but I mean, to each his own. This is what you choosing to do, right? Okay, okay, but keeping your videos around actually is an important part of you growing as a content creator. But maybe that's not what you want to do with this channel. I've heard that you have other channels in other sectors. So maybe it's the fact that, you're not really looking to grow in this sector. I get that. I can understand that if that's the case. But yeah, we're definitely not going with the idea that you bought subs and that you were buying subscribers.
Make sense. Nobody believes you, nigga. Nobody believes your story.
See, y'all got to stop talking for everybody, right? Y'all got to stop talking in this form of a leadership over some type of cult that everybody believes and everybody doesn't. Both of y'all do that. You and Ray both do that shit. Everybody knows and everybody thinks and everybody, and we every so often we all kind of say some stuff like that, but not to the level that y'all do. Y'all really do try to persuade people that there is this large group of people who feel this type of way about something. And it'd only be you and maybe a handful of people with you, if even that, right? But yeah, just stand on your own 2 feet about how you feel.
But go ahead.
Move forward. That's your problem. That's smoke problem.
Move forward now. Now the troll wants to move forward. After he harassed and defamed my name and trolled me and trolled Keeping It Plain and trolled Corey and trolled everybody that he didn't like. Now he want to move on. No, bitch, you don't get to decide that.
Well, Shakim, that's the thing, right? He can get to decide that. That's the part you're not understanding. He can get to decide whether he wants to engage with you and others or not. And if he's choosing not to, perhaps it's you that needs to move on, right? It might be you that needs to make an adjustment. You might need the one that makes some type of changes, not him, right? You can't tell him he doesn't just get to do something. Yes, he does. He a grown ass man, for real, okay? And he told you why he's done. He literally tells you why he's done. We're going to get into that. So let me fast forward a little bit into the rest of this, because if y'all want to hear the rest of that shit, y'all can go over to his channel and listen.
To use me for content, you're absolutely correct. You used me for content for months. You did.
All right, now I want y'all to hear this part because he makes a point that I thought was interesting, and we're going to get into that.
A bunch of mad ass, broke ass, unemployed ass niggas. Oh well, get over it.
That's the best way to describe it. You get used by everybody in the sector because we see you as the little child that you are mentally. You get used by everybody. So yes, I used you, Shakim.
Nigga,
I used you.
You use me for what? See, this is another false narrative. You didn't use me for shit, bitch. You didn't use me for anything. You didn't do anything. You literally did nothing. But you want to run around and tell people you used me. Like, nigga, please. You tried.
Make a change. That actually makes sense too. I never thought about it that way. You said, Ray, removing the live once it was done, I saw it as strategic. It forced more people to come to the live because they could not watch the replay. So they had to be there to watch it live. That makes sense. It really does. It just only would make sense if he was really attempting to grow the channel, right? Or if he was attempting to monetize the channel, then I would see why he would do that. But what would be the purpose of a whole bunch of people engaging in a video and a whole bunch of people engaging in a live stream just to take it down, just to not do anything with that channel? Maybe it could be because he wants everybody to be there and be present at the moment. Okay, I can see that. I'll give him that. What's up, Conscious Energy? I appreciate you being in the building. Shout out to you and everybody else that's in here. Make sure that y'all are hitting that like button on the way in. Child, y'all playing with me. Y'all definitely playing with me. I got a couple more things we're going to get into with this Shakim thing, but y'all are playing with that like button. Y'all need to go ahead and hit that like for us, sis, because this is crazy. Ain't nobody getting ready to sit here and just let y'all just play like this. Go ahead and hit that like. All right, guys. So we're going to get back into that, but let me go ahead and get into that. You said it also killed the DBA numbers. Well, here's the thing about that. Make a change, right? There's only a certain group of people in this sector. Okay, so if you do stuff like that, that kills off the sector itself, and I'll tell you why. Okay, because he can just as easily, Alan can just as easily turn to other sectors and start fucking with their content, which he's been doing, right? And fuck with them, and then bring those people to his channel. And y'all and the people who try to LOL, quote unquote, kill the numbers, that was irrelevant at that point, literally, because y'all don't even know who those people are. Y'all wouldn't know who his new audience members are. Y'all wouldn't know why they're there. And they wouldn't give a fuck about what your reasons are for wanting to, quote unquote, kill his numbers. So people need to start looking beyond the sector when they're talking about content and making content, right? They need to look beyond this 100 people that watch, actively watch on a regular basis altogether. Now, there's another set of about 700 or 800 people that may watch outside of that. But the other people that are core people that you're talking about, that's not really hurting anybody. It just isn't. You know what I mean? It's irrelevant. So I get that, but nah, I think the first one that you said made more sense, that he would remove the lives, because it would force more people to come in and engage at that moment. That makes sense. That does make sense. But to kill somebody else's numbers, if that is the reason why he really did that, that would be a really dumbass reason. That would be a waste of time, because at the end of the day, this sector is not big enough to cancel anybody. It literally isn't. It just isn't. You said Grand Rising Queen. What's up, Conscious Energy? I appreciate you. You said Diggable Lodge. You said, but a lot of people are on the move like me and view the replays. Yep. There's a lot of people that definitely come back, and the replay value on my channel is amazing. It really is. I get replays for months on my videos. Videos that I did months ago, people still come back and comment on that shit. Okay, so the replay value makes more sense to me. You said both make sense. You said Grand Rising family. You said, I'm not agreeing to disagree. I'm just saying what was done. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I was just talking and saying what doesn't make sense to me. But yep. Okay. So moving right along, we're going to go ahead and get back into this Shakim stuff because there was a part here where I thought was really interesting. And I want y'all to hear this and I'm going to react to this.
Tried to use me for content. You're absolutely correct. You used me for content for months. You did. That's the only thing you used me for, nigga. So you're welcome that I gave you free material. But bitch, anybody can use my content. You ain't special, ho. Like, you think you did something because you used my content? Like, you ain't used me for shit. You ain't get $1 out of me. You didn't get no information on me. You ain't get no material from me, bitch. You didn't find out where I work, ho. You didn't get nothing from me. So you ain't used shit except the material that's already free and for the public on my page. And it's a damn shame that your old ass is up here telling people that you using another grown ass man. That's how you know this nigga is fruity as fuck. And that he like to use men for what he can get. But bitch, I ain't got no money.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you this one thing about that. Ray definitely successfully used you. Okay. And we're going to get into how that was done in just a couple minutes, but he successfully was able to use you for precisely what he wanted to use you for. Okay. Using somebody is not always about monetary value. It's not always about sex and stuff like that. There's always an ulterior motive for something when somebody comes to using. But it's not those two things. That's just always what it is. Okay. And we're going to get into that. Let me go ahead and let you just finish ranting.
Money for you, ho. You better go find somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used you. What you mean, nigga? Of course you did. You stole all my content.
No, that wasn't it. He used, like, he did do fair use, commentary on your content. But he didn't actually like take your content and re-upload your content. That's not what happened. He did fair use commentary like you do, like I'm doing right now, like other people do on my content, like other people do all the time. It is a thing that people do. Okay. Like you got right up here right now, the disclaimer, the copyright disclaimer under section 107. That is exactly what, that's what you got on your screen, but that is exactly what Ray is doing.
Like, of course you did. Like, you not telling nobody nothing? You wouldn't have a show without me. There wouldn't be a troll game. You used...
I don't know about that. Ray was coming for a lot of people. It wasn't just you. He may have started off coming hard for you, but he was coming for a lot of people. He came for me, Nikki, a bunch of people, Josephine, a bunch of people.
Everybody for content. You did. It's sad. You ain't got no content, bitch. But guess what? I got actual content. I can read the voice after I get done roasting your dumb ass. Can you give us anything other than the same tired edits that you did in iMovie, ho? I don't think so.
So, in Ray's defense, perhaps it was just one of those, like I said, I think he has another channel or other channels where he does gaming or something like that. I don't know what it is for sure. But if he's not focused on, what you're saying, perhaps he really is focused on that on another channel and he's growing with that channel and that channel is successful because he's not jumping back and forth and adding a whole bunch of different stuff into one thing, right? So again, I'm gonna need you to expand your thinking, and how you're a content creator and how you're making content. Because I don't think, Ray is particularly wrong, okay, with that. But we'll go ahead and let you finish with this.
just sent a $20 cash app. I appreciate it. Let's try to move on. Let's try to get through this video.
Speaking of that, shout out to all of you who have been sending me cash apps lately. I really do appreciate that as well. Shout out to y'all. I'm not going to say names, but I really do appreciate y'all.
I use you for a bigger cause, and you don't even get it. Talking about it's weird. Yeah, it's weird because you're not smart enough to know what I'm playing chess while you just in the game. You the little pawn. You had no idea. You are the lick. You are the lick of the sector. You know what a lick is, right, Shakim? Like a lick, like to be subjected to harsh criticism, to be used and abused. But see, I think a part of you actually likes this. It might be a fetish of yours because you constantly.
Now we talking about fetishes? This is gay as fuck. Now you want to talk about what my fetishes are and how I like to be used and abused. Like, go ahead and tell me all your fantasies, nigga. Like, go ahead. I'm listening.
To be fair,
because now I like to be used and abused.
So to be fair, I don't think Shakim really likes to be used and abused. Okay, I do think though that he is used at times, and he doesn't recognize when someone is trying to use him. When somebody's not trying to use him, he doesn't recognize that. And I think that is kind of an issue.
Apparently.
But I don't think that's his fetish, and I don't think that he just likes to be used and abused. And Ray, you be doing the most.
I'm into S&M and all of this weird kinky shit. And, you know, whatever else he's going to come up with. But again, like I said, nigga, you can't have it both ways. You're going to call me the sector lick, but I'm also making all the money. So you can't have it both ways.
Start shit, you take a L, you get abused, and then you come back and do the same thing over and over again. You are the sector lick. So let me explain to everybody what that phone call was about, because it didn't actually start 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I agree. Make a change. You said, so what if Ray uses iMovie? There are successful channels making movies from their phone. Some of Shakim's arguments don't make sense. Yeah, there's a lot of, also there are content creators who just go live. You understand what I'm saying? Like all they do is go live. They have no edits. They have no intros, no outros, no nothing. They just go live and they have thousands of fucking viewers. Okay. Like it all is in your niche. It's all in your core audience. It's all in your content. There's no specific way to make anything, perfectly exactly a YouTube channel. Everything is different. Now there are some things that you are not recommended, right? There's some things that you don't want to do. But there's a lot of other things that people do that are just different from other people, right? And there's no specific way that is right or wrong per se, okay? But there are guidelines that YouTube has, but there aren't specifics to rights or wrongs. It's just all in content preferences and stuff like that. So if you don't like iMovie, don't use that shit. But I don't have a problem with iMovie. I actually like iMovie. I have it on my Mac. But I don't use it unless I'm making, like I made a rain video for one of my channels and I use iMovie for that. You know what I'm saying? And then there's other stuff you can do, but it's not necessarily all in, there's so many different things. And I've gone through different types of software as well that I've used, and that some things I don't use anymore. There's some things I still use. One of them that I love is Veed. That's a really good one. That's also can make those long extended videos, kind of like iMovie can. And then also, but I barely use it because I don't really have to make the long extended videos like that unless I'm making something for true crime. And then I use Canva, right? To make most stuff that y'all see is from Canva, right? It's just simple. It's something I know what to do, something I know how to do. But there's other people that actually hate Canva. Like they fucking hate it. They would never use Canva, but that's their choice. That's their preference, right? It's not really a right or a wrong to it. It's just what it is. Everybody has different preferences. And I said, "What's up, Pills?" You said, "Hope everyone, you said, hope everyone is doing well. Pills out. I appreciate you being in the building." And you said, "I enjoyed Shakim's rants and roast, but the trolls win the fuck again." Okay, okay. What's up, just in case? You said, Darrell, Andrew, Flacco, Rev G, T Pre, etc. is his content. Okay, exactly. Everybody his goddamn content, but that's supposed to be okay. But as soon as somebody put him on a thumbnail or put him on a princess reaction, this nigga want to have a whole fucking hissy fit and shit. You said true. A lot of travel content influencers only work by phone. I'm just saying, exactly. They don't got no intro, no outro, no nothing. They just, hey y'all, what up, what up? Cussing niggas out. That's all kinds of stuff going on in YouTube that is very successful for those people, and they are entitled to that. But if he gets off the hate train for a second and starts looking around, he might see, you know what I'm saying, that there's multiple ways to be successful, and it don't have to be exactly the way that he's saying.
It actually started a few months ago. You was used as part of a bigger plan, Shakim. And right
now, I definitely told y'all that it was a couple months ago. It was back in like December or January when this happened. This was not that long ago, but we're going to go ahead and let Ray rock out.
Now I could say it because the whole plan is over with. It worked. Everything worked that I planned to do.
There was no plan. See, this is the setup.
No, Shakim, there was a plan. Okay, you just didn't catch on to the plan. That is the problem. You did not catch on, sir. There was definitely a plan, and you were part of the plan. You just didn't know you were part of the plan. Okay, you didn't catch on that there was a plan. You knew, but you weren't catching it because you were so busy trying to be accepted. You wanted to be popular. That is why you didn't catch on. So yeah, he played the fuck out of you.
He wants you to think that I actually went along with him for a plan that never materialized into anything. But let's listen.
Shakim, no. He does not want us to think that you went along with a plan that you were aware of. He can see that, and everybody can see that you went along with a plan that you were not aware of. You were not aware of. They are not your friend. They're not here to roll out the red carpet for you and give you flowers at the door before you come in. They were there to snake your motherfucking ass, to get you and I to fight with each other so that you and me were not teaming up against breaking the culture of silence. That is literally what he told you right here in this video, and that is literally what happened, and that is what you fell for.
Listen to it very carefully. And let's see.
No, you need to listen very carefully.
What his magical, grandiose plan was, because there was no using me for anything because I didn't participate in shit.
Oh, son. You most definitely participated, okay? You just were an unwilling participant. You just were not aware that you were participating in their plan. But you're about to see how you participated in their plan, okay?
I got one more thing that I'm working on, but you already started it. So I'm just waiting on you to finish doing something. So that like Nikki says, phase 2 of that plan will probably be in about another month or two. But see, you don't understand shit like that.
You need a whole another month or two to come at me, nigga. How long?
I have to agree with that, Shakim. Listen, if you're going to go ahead and pull out some shit on somebody and fuck with somebody, why does it take 2 months to do that? Like, if it's true, it's just there. Put that shit the fuck out. But again, this is a troll we talking about, so who knows? Maybe he's just slow roasting this nigga. Who knows?
Long you need to get.
But 2 months though, it does take. That's a long time to cook some shit. Okay, but okay, all right.
Ready to fight me, nigga. You need to plan another month to come at Shakim.
It ain't like Shakim is a fucking celebrity or something. You know what I mean? So, but okay, we're gonna let y'all rock out. Be great.
Like, nigga, I'm ready right now. What you got? Drop it. You ain't got shit on me, bitch. Keep pretending like you just got all of this shit on me. You don't have shit on me. So cut the fucking cap.
it does almost sound like you don't have anything on him because it's going to take you 2 months to pull it up. Like, I'm like, what? Like, okay. I mean, we already know it's going to be some fuck shit. So, you know, it is what it is, but we'll see when you bring it out. We'll see.
All of this motherfucking bravado for a nigga that ain't got no receipts. You haven't shown not one receipt. Not one.
So let me explain to the sector what happened. So it wasn't 3 weeks ago, Shakim. Your little brain only focuses on 3 weeks ago. It was actually a few months ago. And the funny part is, T Pre actually, you know, I don't like T Pre, but because T Pre always lying, but T Pre actually was telling the truth about something. And I sat there in the chat laughing when she said it. I was like, oh shit. So y'all remember when she had the little debate with Shakim on LV channel? And T Pre had mentioned that I had reached out to Shakim several months ago and tried to give him a warning, and he didn't know how to take it.
Again, this was not several months ago. This was just back in like early January, late December.
Because, you know, I was roasting him at that time. He had just called me a pedo. Why would I be reaching out to him? So, you know, when T Pre said it, I was like, oh shit, she messing up my plans. Because I got some other stuff in motion right now. I'm like, oh shit, she messing up my plans. Like, she's actually telling the truth. But the good thing about T Pre is she lies so much, nobody pays attention to when she's actually telling the truth.
And nigga, again, here goes this whole nobody and other people and we. Your idea of a lie, Ray Triggs, okay, is when somebody disagrees with you, or when somebody can debunk you, or when somebody speaks about you, okay? When somebody says something truthful about you or can present evidence of some truthful shit about you, then you want to call them a liar. And you want to say, oh, they just lie about everything. No, I'm not lying about nothing. You haven't proven or shown that I've lied about a damn thing, especially over this. You showed that I don't lie, as a matter of fact. But we're going to go ahead and let you rock out, sir.
But she mentioned that on the show, and I had to laugh it off in the chat. I started making jokes about it. Like, you know, Shakim wouldn't talk to me. He don't like me. Like, don't pay no attention to crazy ass T Pre. But Shakim, you the sector lick. That's when the plan started in motion back then.
Word, Ms. Murphy.
And she was right. T Pre was actually right. So I can tell the story now, the behind the scenes of what happened to the sector real quick. Just so, because you think it's so weird that I'm reaching out to you. Yeah, it is weird. You was being used like you always be used. You was used by me. You was used by T Pre. You was used by Nikki. You being used by Kip right now, and you still don't even realize that.
By the way, I never used Shakim for a motherfucking thing. I don't know. I can't speak for nobody else, but I can speak for me. I have never ever used Shakim for a motherfucking thing, and there ain't a motherfucking thing he can produce that would show that. I've never asked Shakim for no money. I never received no money from him other than like a donation through a show. You know what I'm saying? Same for me. That's it. I've never used him for anything at all. Not whatsoever. Whatsoever. Trust. And I dare anybody to show proof that I did. So, again, that's another narrative that you're spinning. But no, I have never used Shakim for a damn thing. Shakim ain't got shit I want. He ain't got shit that he could do for me at all. So I ain't got to use that nigga for a motherfucking thing.
He was used by the good guys. You are the sector lick. That's what people do.
Right. So I got used, but I got paid by everybody that you just named. So where was the use?
How about that? Shakim is definitely being used by breaking the culture. And Ray Triggs, okay? But not T Pre. He ain't being used by T Pre. I ain't got to use Shakim. Shakim ain't got a motherfucking thing that I want at all.
Using it. Because again, nigga, you're the sector ass kisser. You see, the difference between me and you is I didn't have to go around the sector creating intros for people. I didn't have to go around saying what's up to every single person in the chat. I didn't have to do a show dedicated to Pillhead and Grown Man and everybody in the sector. You went
What?
around the sector with your
Shakim.
motherfucking handout trying to.
Shakim, stop the lies. You have, man, oh my God. There's some channels that you have that are no longer in existence, okay? But if those channels were in existence, you would see that you have made a multitude of videos about other people in the sector, okay? Particularly Lennon Honor and Poetic Flocko, okay? And D. Durrell. So you have made multiple videos about multiple people. I'm talking 6-7 hour live streams that you've done, okay? So just because you choose to beef with these people and talk shit about these people, it's not a difference in doing sector content, okay? Whether it's happy, funny, joy sector content and everybody's laughy and enjoying each other, and he's reaching out to his core audience and making specific experiences for his audience. That is a really good thing that content creators do, okay? So I don't blame Ray Triggs for doing that. I think that was actually a part of his show that helped people to interact with the show, is the fact that he would put out intros for them. He would do certain things when he knew they were coming up on the channel, coming up on the panel. That was really, really creative, actually. So I actually shout him out for that. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. Again, that is a part of being creative and being a content creator and you know, being your own self and having your own specific niches. Everybody knows when they come to Black Lounge, you're going to hear music, you're going to hear timers, you're going to get the dancing, you're going to do all that. This is what you're doing at Black Lounge, okay? I don't sit around and create intros for people. That's not what I do. But I will call out my members. I will call out my loungers, my long-standing loungers, long-standing members, people that come around all the time. I have fun and laugh with the trolls. These are specific things that I do on Black Lounge, right? Well, Ray had specific things that he did on his show, and his show was niche to his audience. So again, I'm not seeing where that's a problem. And I think you're just kind of being you're kind of going over the top with that.
Shake everybody's hand, kissing everybody's ass, trying to get acceptance from every goddamn body. So if I'm the sector lick, you're the sector ass kisser. So I would rather be the sector lick than to be the sector ass kisser desperate that's going around trying to get acceptance from every goddamn body. Like,
well, no, I mean, you're the one going around trying to get acceptance from every goddamn body. When you're out here telling this whole story about Nikki, when you're trying, and the reason is because you want everybody to accept you and you want everybody to understand what happened, and nobody knew any of this shit. You're the one that spilled all that stuff. I didn't tell anybody that. You were telling motherfuckers that shit. Shit was shit that you was feeding out to breaking the culture. She was like, yeah, oh yeah, T Pre told me that too. Oh yeah, T Pre told me that too. I ain't tell her none of that shit. It was you opening your goddamn mouth telling her this shit, telling everybody this shit. All dumb. Like, yes, you went exactly along with their plan. Okay? Yes, you did. You were not a willing participant in the plan, but you went along with the plan, sir. They used you like a motherfucking used $2 whore. Literally, they did. But we're going to go ahead and finish this out. We got a couple more points.
Like the nerve, nigga. You got to create an intro just to get friends, nigga. I didn't have to go around ass kissing nobody.
No, literally, you ass kiss all around this sector, okay? But you go and then you go and roast for hours and weeks and months at a time. But then you be ass kissing around this sector looking for people to approve. You do it all the time. You've constantly done it. You did it with us and with the Shouting to the Void. You did it with Photon. You did it with D. Durrell. You did it with the good guys. You've done it with every fucking body. Everybody, bro. It don't make no goddamn sense. It's ridiculous. And Ray has, again, he has a niche audience. He has a core audience that comes around. So for him to put out specific things for his audience members, there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's actually a really good thing that for content creators. And I do specific things like that too. I just don't make intros, but I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that if you got the time to do it and the energy and you're creative like that, I don't see nothing wrong with that at all. And then those people can use those same intros on their shows, right? That actually helps other people to grow content. That helps them to become a content creator, to start dreaming about that stuff and say, hey, hey, I can do this too. So there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. But again, you be hating so fucking much that you can't ever see anything positive in what people do. You just can't see anything positive because it's always got to be some negative Nancy bullshit.
People came over here just like you used to be a motherfucking fan. So again, nigga, you keep talking about people using me. Like, nigga, you over here using other people for your so-called plans. So you're using people and...
No, he used you for his so-called plans and you allowed him to. You literally fell right into that motherfucking pit, man. Like the pit was so wide open. It was a map to the pit. It was like the whole thing. You had the GPS signal going off telling you there's a pit. Like there was a whole sign saying pit, hello, don't step this way. There's a pit. And you still jumped smooth into that motherfucking pit, son. Okay? Like you went right along with the plan of the devil. That's what happened.
Also, at the same time, nigga, you thinking about the sector too damn much to be doing all of this planning. It is not that deep and it's not that serious.
Well, to be fair, all right, Ray Triggs was in, I'll say this. I agree with you to a certain degree, okay, when it came to that particular situation. But again, this is the kind of content that he puts out. He puts out trolling content, okay? So he has to plan his content. And so in planning the content, he got to go behind the scenes and make up shit and talk shit and do this and do that and get this and get that going. And that's what he was able to do. And it worked for you. It worked on you. Like, it didn't work on nobody else. It worked on you. Nobody else is live talking about it, getting mad, feeling no type of way, getting angry. Oh, Ray. Nobody's doing that but you. Only you. But let's go.
For what?
Do we use you to get what we need? That's what we do. We use you. So this is what happened. I'm gonna tell a behind the scenes story.
Yeah, like it took him so long to tell the story. We've been listening to this shit for like 15 minutes and we still haven't got to the story. Come on, get to it.
Because, man, I done did so much shit behind the scenes. If I told y'all would be like, goddamn Triggs. But I leave that stay behind the scenes shit, stay behind the scenes. But I'm gonna tell this one. So y'all already know this dude called me a pedo. T-Pre did the insinuating. T-Pre was about to start going at it with Breaking. I done told this story already before, right? So I reached out to Breaking. But the part I didn't tell y'all was Shakim was a part of that plan. See, Shakim want to act like he didn't know nothing was going on. He was just so innocent. He's just a big old victim. He don't know what's happening. T-Pre and Nikki just used him and he just, come on, y'all. Y'all know that ain't true. Y'all know all of that ain't true. It was only like 2 little details he didn't know. But the thing with Shakim is, when he see that a sinking ship is about to sink, he gonna save his damn self. He don't give a shit about his friend T-Pre. But let me get to the point.
That's exactly what happened. You wanted to jump ship because you thought that you would be the popular kid if you did that. That's what you thought. Not realizing that it was a whole setup to begin with, and that literally it is a set of trolls that are set aside to just talk shit specifically to get people to move certain ways. You haven't picked that up yet. They've been doing this to you for so long, it's not even funny. They've been doing this to you with Flacco, everything. And you still haven't caught on. But we're going to go ahead and continue. We're going to let Ray continue and rock out.
See, we about to go at T-Pre. I reached out to Breaking. We making up we coming up with a plan on how to go to T-Pre, right? So then we talking about Shakim. Like, because Shakim is riding back with T-Pre at this time. That's what they're again. They friends, even though, the information that Nikki came out, they done teamed together, like, we're going to be a force together. So be like, well, what about Shakim? Like, And Breaking was like, well, I don't really want to go. And I'm gonna say this, Breaking. I'm sorry to put you in this, but I want to say this part because Breaking is innocent in this part. She actually likes Shakim. And she said, and because I brought it up, I said, well, what about Shakim? You know, if we start doing shit against T Pre, Shakim gonna jump in it, and I don't like he's gonna be defending her and all of that. And Breaking said, well, I don't even have a problem with Shakim. That's when she told me the whole story. Like, you know, Shakim is just being loyal to a fault. He don't even know what's going on and what T Pre did was doing to him behind the scenes. So I said to myself, I said to her, I
My
said,
bad. I had
oh,
to show y'all what was
I was
on the
like, so that's
screen.
that's
He
what
was
we
on
can
there,
do.
man. That shit
We
was
don't have to go
hilarious.
at Shakim. We just get Shakim to know what the hell's
He
going
gonna
on
say,
and
"Why
get
you
him to
breathing
come to
so
us.
hard?" He sound like a fat nigga.
See, I said we don't even have to. We won't even have to worry about Shakim. We get Shakim to come to us and get him out the way. Then we won't have to worry about roasting him and roasting T Pre. And she was like, well, what do you mean? I said, you know what? I said, you don't worry about it. Let me handle it because you need to be innocent. You don't need to know what the hell I'm about to do. I said, just remember, give me a week or two. Don't say nothing about this. Is the only thing I told Breaking. I said, don't say. I was like, because this is when Shakim started making little videos. He started. He had already made videos in the past about Breaking. We was worried that he was going to start making videos again. I said, if he starts say nothing to Shakim, don't say nothing. Whatever he says negative about you in the chats and stuff, like he's throwing his little subliminals, I said, don't respond, don't say nothing. Let me handle it. I'm gonna leave you out of it. So that's when I emailed him and said, hey, dog. Now, this remind you, me and him don't talk. He calling me a pedo. We at war right now. I said, hey, dog, some shit about to go down. You might want to get out of the way, you know, and hit me up so I can, you know, tell you about it. So, you know, I just wanted to plant the seed in his little 14-year-old brain that some shit was about to happen and he might be in the line of fire. I just wanted to plant that seed in his head. And that's what I did. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. And that's what T
Hey,
Pre was talking
Pixie.
about on the show. That's what she was mad about, but she wasn't able to explain it and get it out.
Hey,
And
Pixie.
Shakim was like, no, that didn't play a part. Yeah, it played a huge part, Shakim. It played a huge part. Because see, when your friends are about to get roasted and get attacked, you run.
How you gonna tell me what played a part and why I cut T Pre off? How are you gonna tell me why I cut somebody off?
I can tell you exactly why, and I'm gonna tell you why you lied in this video. Okay, because we can add up dates to everything. Me and you had multiple conversations behind the scenes. We had multiple conversations about that situation that happened with Nikki, that situation that happened with breaking the culture. We talked about all of those things. And me and you were very clear about everything to the point where, up to the level where you and Ray talked. After you and Ray talked is when me and you and Antonio, me and you were on I's panel and we got to argue. The point that you made in this video was that you wanted to cut me off because of what happened with Binary. No. Like you and I both know, Binary is a goddamn troll. He's been trolling you and me for the past couple years. Okay. So anytime Binary tries to come troll, every so often I will hop in with that nigga and troll him back. You hopped into a conversation that had nothing to do with you, and you made it about you. Okay. So Binary was not coming for your aid. Binary didn't give a fuck about what happened between me and you and what happened with Nikki or any of that shit. Binary was trolling and he got trolled back. And you felt some type of way and hopped up and you used that moment to hop out there and make it to the sector like you don't fuck with me. But that was right after you were talking with Ray Triggs. So we're not going to pretend that literally right before you talk with Ray Triggs, me and you was cool. As soon as you talk with Ray Triggs, all of a sudden you had beef with me. No, sir. We're going to keep it real and we're not going to play around. Everybody remembers dates. Everybody has timestamps and everybody knows exactly what the fuck happened. But we're going to go ahead and move forward a little bit with this because you had a little bit more to say. Got a couple more points to make.
But go ask Binary. It had nothing to do with me running from getting roasted. Like, what? What are you talking about?
Hey, Riz Lyricist, I appreciate you.
It had nothing to do with you, sir. You are not relevant in my life. You're not relevant to the storyline. You're not relevant to my life in any way. You have no influence over what I do. So this is a whole false narrative. And it's dead. Just like that.
So, sir, it is not a false narrative. You literally did participate in their plan, and it was shown. I don't even get along with Ray Triggs like that, but I have to admit he's right. Okay? Yes, I knew he was doing that the whole time. I told you. I said it publicly. I said it privately. So what is the false narrative? You literally went along with their plan, and then when they didn't come to your aid and come out and be your best friend afterwards, then you went live and cried about it a couple weeks later. So who's lying? Who's making up false narratives on this? This is exactly what happened. They used your ass. They used your ass. Okay? Threw your ass out like some hot trash. And then you feel some type of way. Where's the lies? Where's the narratives? That is exactly what happened, sir.
Like, damn. Like, and I don't even care if Breaking the Culture did team up with you. I don't have no issues with her. Like, if she wanted me to beef with T-Pre, I could understand why. But you, sir.
No. See, again, that is the point. That is another point here, okay? How you can understand why, I don't know. Because, again, you don't have no proof or no evidence of me doing anything to you. And I know you don't, because I know I haven't done anything to you. So I know you don't have anything like that. So who do you really have to be mad at this situation? Who really set you up in this matter besides Ray? It was Breaking the Culture. So you don't have a problem with her, but she was the one that snaked you this whole fucking time. And this is what he's talking about. You get used by people. You don't even recognize when somebody ain't fucking loyal, bro. You can't even recognize that shit. You can't even see it. You can't even see your snakes in your fucking grass because your grass is too fucking high. You need to cut that grass down so you can see that shit. Because everybody you think is fucking snaking you ain't fucking snaking you. And the ones who really are, like you giving them fucking flowers and shit. Bro, that bitch been a snake this whole motherfucking time. So we're going to go ahead and keep going because she got you out here looking like a whole asshole. And that's real nigga shit.
Sir, are being a messy ass queen by getting involved in a beef between two women and then using those women as pawns yourself so you could get me to turn against one of those women. That's some messy ass queen shit.
Now, I have to agree with him on that, okay? I have to agree with Shakim on that. Ray Triggs, if you had a problem with T-Pre because I felt like your behavior was questionable, your own personal behavior on your video was questionable behavior, and that's my choice to feel that way. I don't give a fuck who don't like what I said, okay? If that is what I said, you can have a problem with me and leave that there. But you to get in the middle of two women going back and forth, okay? That is some messy queen ass motherfucking bullshit. It is. He's right about that. You should be told about that, you know? Because none of the other men did that. There were no other men out here hopping up in the middle of what was going on with Breaking the Culture and me. They might have had their opinion about something. They might have said something to her, said something to me, went back and went to this panel, listened, said a joke in the chat. did this, listen, said that, but nobody was behind the scenes actively trying to create beef between two women and actively behind the scenes trying to set up situations between two women just to get at another nigga in the situation. That to me was over the top. I know you're a troll, but yeah, I gotta call you out on that. He was right about that. You definitely was messy for that one. That was very fucking messy of you. But let me go ahead and get to one final part that he was talking about, and then we're gonna go ahead and end the show.
Shit. And don't even get me started.
Hold on, let me read your comments real quick. You said, damn. He said, damn, that the got Shakim with a shiny hot that didn't even have to put bait on it. Saying it ain't so. Say it ain't so, Shakim. Yeah, they definitely got that nigga with a shiny hook. And they didn't even have to put bait on that shit. They really fucking didn't. You said he still doesn't see the part that Breaking the Culture played yet. He's not as smart as he thinks. Facts. Okay? Like, bro, you don't see the part that Breaking the Culture has in this. She's like the main character in this situation and in this problem. But because you want to be popular, because in your mind, you think because there's a few active people that like her, right? There's a few active people that are around that say hey to her and say hi in the chat. You think that is the popular thing to do. So you don't want to go against Breaking the Culture right now. That is why. Okay? That is why. Also for some other reasons. I ain't going to speak on that. But that is particularly why. Because you think that is the popular thing to do. Instead of just standing on your own nuts, shout out to the smoke god, instead of standing on your own 2 feet, standing on your titties, okay, you want to go with what you think in your mind is the popular thing because you let this whole social media thing drive every move you make instead of just making strategic moves and making moves based off of what you really feel and what you really think. And that's facts. You said, hey, Ray and Riz. And you said they. Yeah, I knew what you meant by that. You said squat on your, you know what? All right, we're going to go ahead. We got this one last part that I thought was really funny. You said, what's up, Quan434? You said, hey, to Miss Murph. All right, I thought this part was really fucking funny. And I just have to point this out. I'm sorry, Ray. But I got to point this out because I think this actually made sense.
On how out of breath you always are. So that lets me know 2 things. You're fat. You fat fuck. So now we know why Ray Triggs won't post a photo. Because he's 350 pounds. And he can barely breathe. So I understand why you envy me. And why you're so upset that I could dance and I can move around and I can exercise and I could do what I do because I'm in a decent shape. But you, sir, never have any oxygen in your body. And you got the audacity to talk about somebody having a 14-year-old brain. You don't have any oxygen in your cells. Can you breathe? Need a breathing treatment? Need a nebulizer? The audacity. It always be the most fat, sloppy, Joe built ass niggas. Oh, Aunt Jemima built ass niggas. Oh, diabetic ass niggas talking the most shit. Sitting around being messy. And that's why he won't show you his face. Because you all would be disgusted.
All right. Well, I don't know how Ray looked. I don't think any of us know how Ray is out here looking. Okay. But shout out to both of y'all niggas. Okay. You said, boy, fat challenge. Yes, we're going to go ahead and do the boy fat challenge out here. Since niggas want to do the dick challenge and shit, they want to see how big their dicks is. Let's see how fat these niggas are. This motherfucker, okay? So shout out to Shakim for that. That roast was pretty funny because of the fact that I kind of wondered the same thing, because every time I hear Ray, when he's kind of worked up about talking about, the pedo situation or talking about something like that, he gets like to panting and like he be breathing like really hard, like really heavy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why is that? Is it because, like, and I don't know if it's because you're a heavy person, right? I don't know if it's that. I think it's maybe you have a breathing problem, or it could be that you have some type of anxiety issue, right? And if you get upset, you just kind of start breathing faster or breathing heavier, right? But I did notice that. And if that is happening, I hope that you're okay. I hope that you get some assistance with that. But yeah, that was funny when he was like, do you need a nebulizer? Do you need, like, what you need? Because I thought so too. Even when you came up there, when you felt some type of way about when I said something about you having, like, funny behavior, you were like panting, like, I thought you was like jogging or something. I thought you was like taking a walk. Maybe you was on your treadmill. You know what I mean? I didn't know what was going on. But then to hear you on Poison Reloaded, and you had the same rant, the pants like that, when you were talking about this same situation, I thought maybe you just get a little anxiety with it, right? Maybe you get upset. Maybe it just bothers you. And it just makes you anxious, and you just start kind of panting a little bit. But yeah, shout out to both of y'all. I thought that shit was funny. I thought that shit was hilarious. But listen, y'all, that is the morning opinion for today. You said sorry, body. Yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. You said he must be one. I don't know, whistleblower. I'm just saying, like, it is a lot of like panting and like really like anxious going on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. But yes, listen, y'all, I really appreciate all of y'all for coming out today. Make sure that y'all hit that like button on the way out, okay? And make sure that you guys are subscribed. I know YouTube be playing with subscribers sometimes. Make sure that you guys do hit that subscribe. For those of you that catch the replay, I always appreciate y'all. And make sure that y'all are hitting the like button as well, or the dislike. It don't matter, okay? I truly appreciate y'all for always coming out. Guys, make sure that y'all enjoy y'all Sunday and the rest of your weekend. And I will talk to you guys later. I don't know who else is going live today, but for those of you who do, I'll try to get you over there and catch you guys, okay? And thank you, Miss Murph. I appreciate you for being in the building. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all again. And peace, guys. And make sure that you're putting up some prayers and lay Lagena Gold on the altar so that we can get, her the proper treatment that she definitely needs. I do appreciate you guys, and shout out to y'all. Thanks, Riz Lyricist. I appreciate you. And peace, guys. Thank you guys again for watching. Hit that like button.